Hey guys, welcome. This is Russ Armstrong with the Digital Altitude Traffic Training webinar. And tonight's topic, we are going to be discussing the new Digital Altitude back office. And we're going to kind of give you a tour, a full-blown tour of the back office, where to find things, and what features are available to you, etc. So we're going to be going over that information today, but a little bit of what we do in these webinars beforehand. I kind of took a poll of people. We have some Just Rise members in the back office or on this webinar tonight. We'll go over some things that we provide for the Rise members in regards to traffic coaching and so on. But if you guys ever have questions, traffic related questions, you can always get a hold of me. You can email me at rasarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co, and I'm going to put that in the question area and also in the chat area, so you can copy that email address, and I would copy it right away and paste it somewhere, because once the webinar is done, obviously all of these notes go away. I'll be giving you a link a little bit later as well. So, but again, if you have traffic-related questions, you're more than welcome to email me at rasarmstrong@digitalaltitude.co, and hopefully I'll get them answered for you. A little bit about myself for those of you who have not been on a webinar here before. Again, my name is Russell Armstrong. I am the Traffic Coaching Manager for Digital Altitude. I'm a retired fire officer of 31 years. I've owned 11 successful businesses since the age of 18. Currently own 4 online businesses, 5 if you include being an affiliate for Digital Altitude. I'm an Apex climber. I have also taught students for over 34 years and currently taught over 1,274 students and counting in the internet marketing field. So hopefully a little bit of experience that I can share and pass on to you guys. The reason I asked people in the beginning of this, before I started my recording, how many people were RISE members, as everybody knows, inside of Digital Altitude, as a RISE member, the access you get to a traffic coach is here on these live webinars, and also the recordings that we do. There's a lot of training in the back office for different forms of traffic generation and so on, but you really don't get that live one-on-one coaching as the Ascend, Peak, and Apex members do. So one of the things we did, because trying to buy a traffic package right at the moment, with the current packages that are available, you can buy one-on-one coaching with a traffic coach, but they are a little pricey, $500 per hour to meet with one of us one-on-one. So what we were able to do is, back in July, beginning part of July of 2016, Digital Altitude created a group traffic call, and what it is it's a traffic call with a coach, with a live coach. They're conducted on Skype. We limit it to 5 participants, but if you ask any of the traffic coaches, we usually run anywhere from about 1 to 3 people maximum. I've never had a traffic call that has been up to 5 people on the group calls. And we discuss both paid and organic traffic. So we discuss the solo ads, banner ads, social media, PPC, CPA, video marketing, etc. We also discuss organic or non-paid traffic, which would be utilizing social media, video marketing, email marketing, blogs, article writing, and the list continues. So we provide that information just like we do on the one-on-ones. It is a group atmosphere, but because we keep the groups very, very small, you get more of that one-on-one feeling without, and this is the nice part, without having to pay the one-on-one cost. So we offer this. We have 3 one-hour sessions that total cost $250. And like I said, for a one-on-one coaching call with one of my traffic coaches, it's $500 an hour. So we have created this 3 one-hour group package for $250. And like I said, we average anywhere from 1 to 3 people. So you may have the advantage of getting a one-on-one call, 3 one-on-one calls if you schedule it right and there's no one else on the call, and you're still getting them for $250. So is there anybody that they think that would be interested in something like this? They think that having access to a traffic coach would really help them move their business forward, especially the Rise members, who are just getting into this, just learning how to do everything and so on. Do you think? Raise your hand if you think something like this would be helpful to you. Okay, we've got a few people raising their hand there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, and you're not obligated to do it, but if you want to find out more information, you're more than welcome to email me. Also, I just pasted the link in there that will take you to the order page if you are interested in doing it. One person here put too expensive, and I understand you got to work within your budget, but the whole thing about it is it's not like a webinar where we talk and you listen in a group atmosphere. You get to put the input also. You get to give information about your business that then we can help direct you personally and help guide you with your business. And like I said, this is a much better package than trying to do a one-on-one coaching, which starts at $500 for 1 hour. So anyway, we put those together for you. Also a little bit about our team. I put together this team of very talented traffic coaches. Combined, we have over 100 years of teaching students. We have, obviously, myself. I'm traffic coach manager. We have Otis and Evelyn Jackson. Otis is a professional educator. Evelyn was a trainer in corporate America, left about just under a year and a half ago, and now runs their online business full-time. They are parents, so they get the availability of being able to go to their kids' school events and sporting events and so on. And she's loving it. She loves teaching people, for one, for Digital Altitude here. She loves teaching marketing, but also she likes running her own online business and being out of that corporate America. Between the two of them, they have over 32 years of training experience. They've been running their business for just about 7 years now. So very successful in what they do, very knowledgeable, and they love sharing their information with their students. We have Coach Jay Andrada. He has been in a corporate trainer as well. He left that and started his own online business in 2011. He is now currently taught over 785 students to help move forward with their businesses. He's he's brilliant when it comes to marketing, very patient with students, just an all-around great educator when it comes to internet marketing, has a lot of experience and a lot of enthusiasm to share with people. We have also Coach Vanessa Dunford. She's the youngest in the group. I would consider her the queen of Bing advertising, but she is just one of our little dynamos. She has owned her own brick and mortar and also online business, does very, very well. I was very impressed when I brought her on just by looking at her stats and what she's been able to accomplish in really a short period of time. And the whole thing about it with traffic coaches is it's not just what their what their success is with their own business and so on. You could have someone that has all the knowledge in the world, but they can't teach their way out of a paper bag. So we not only want people with the knowledge, but we want people that can teach people. And we have students that we're teaching, some from copying and pasting all the way to brainstorming and really thinking outside the box and coming up with campaigns, marketing campaigns and so on. The last student or the last instructor we have or coach we have is Bobby Dubé. She's the newest to the group. She's owned her own successful brick and mortar business for many, many years, almost all of her adulthood. She has been online for about 6 years now. She is like the geek of all geeks when it comes to technical. She does web design, she does pages, she does branding, etc. I was very, very pleased to be able to bring her onto the team. She's an excellent marketer and a very good friend of mine. She's the one I go to when I run into problems technically. She's the one that helps me figure out what I did wrong and gets it fixed for me. So that is our team. And like I said, if you have questions or if you're interested in that coaching system, then you're more than welcome to email me. Thank you, Allison. Allison actually is one of my students She put on here, invaluable to work with Russell one-on-one, a wealth of incredible help. Thank you. Appreciate that, Allison. And let's see, just looking at a couple things here. How long do the weekly coaching calls last? Again, they're 1 hour, so you can do one call a week. You can do one call every other week. When you purchase that for the $250, you're getting three 1 hour calls, group calls. So you can schedule them as close together as you want. Usually, we try not to do more than one per week, but special circumstances, if someone really wants to get moving, because usually we give you some homework, because again, we're teaching you how to do some of this stuff. We're not doing it for you. So you have to learn how to do it because it is your business and ultimately you're going to be the one running it. So, so usually we're giving homework, we're giving assignments, things to review, etc. while we're helping you do this, because we want to give you more than just that hour of talking with us. We want to keep you moving forward. So you for the $250, you purchase 3 1-hour sessions, and then you can use them when you want to. I mean, obviously as long as they fall within our schedules, but you can use them whenever you want to. So some people spread them out a little bit, some people do use them right away, and I've had people come back and buy another set and put on more coaching calls. I've even had my Ascend, Peak, and Apex members who have run out of the calls that they're given as one-on-ones turn around and buy the packages to continue coaching, because it's the next best thing to one-on-one. And like I said, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than buying one-on-one at $500 an hour. So hopefully, Santa Ana, that gave you the information. Again, they're 1 hour in length. Let's see here. I was not able to find the training on autoresponders in the back office. Yeah, we're gonna go over, Anna. We're gonna go over that information, where you find that training and so on. Okay. Let's see here. So, is the training just plug for other products, or? Oh no, Colin. This I think what you're asking is, do we do this training to? Now, are you asking about this training, the webinar? The only thing I plug on this webinar is the coaching, because again, why are people here? They're here to be coached. They're here to gather information on how to market. So I give them another avenue that they can get something besides just a one-sided conversation with me talking and you listening. We provide, or we offer, the coaching packages. But on the coaching packages themselves, it's not just a product fest. I mean, we teach you how to market. Now, if your marketing steers in the direction that you need to get your own autoresponder, we'll give you suggestions. These are the top autoresponders out there. These are what we recommend. We also give you, if you're looking at solo ads, we give you what we consider a safe list of solo ads or solo ad providers. We teach you how to make contact with those. We teach you, what kind of packages to purchase and so on. Again, we teach you. It's kind of like teaching the man to fish versus just giving him a fish. So that's what we're here to do. You can, gather our information just from these webinars alone, or you can get a little bit more detailed with the webinar, because again, it's hard, when people ask questions and stuff, how to answer all of those questions that people are asking versus, you and I having a conversation and getting those questions answered. So it's not a product pitch. It's more of, what direction do you want to go? Here's what you're going to need to do it, and here's some samples of either tools you can purchase, or here's solo ad providers you can go to. Again, certainly you don't have to use our recommendations. You can go find whoever you want, but there are only certain autoresponders that work with digital outs too, that you can tie into API-wise. So we give you those lists, we give you the links that you can go and check them out, and so on. So that's how that training goes. Let's see here. All right, what do we do if it doesn't fall in the budget? Santa Ana, if it doesn't fall in your budget, just keep doing what you're doing here. Just show up for the free webinars, go in the back office, look at the training, and again, I'll show you where that's located at, and so on. So that's it. And Colin, these are free webinars. This is the only thing I pitch. So if you're not interested in it, you're more than welcome to bounce off the webinar and go watch the recordings. All right, Patrick, thank you very much. Appreciate it. What time will this webinar finish? Well, I'm hoping it's going to go it'll probably go just a little bit over an hour. So we'll just get going here. All right. All right. Will we get trustees solo ad sites to buy our traffic? Again, you can email me now. I'll send you out a list of solo ad providers that work well with the digital altitude product. So, okay. All right, guys. So without further ado, we will go ahead and get started here. So we don't want this just to be a pitch for product here. Okay, so all right, so this is your back office. This is the new look of your back office. So obviously, if you watch some of our recordings that are in the back office, and we're showing you how to find things in the back office, or I'm showing you, how to do solo ads, so you'll see me reference the back office, where to find your links, and so on. All the information's still there. It's just now laid out a little bit differently. So we're going to go through this information, and we're going to make sure that you're set up properly inside your back office, and then also very familiar with it. So again, this recording will be in the back office. I'll show you where, and it'll be loaded within the next 24 hours, so you can always go back to this recording and review it again. So the first thing you want to do, and this is one of our training sites here, meaning that it's a fictitious person that we've set up. One of the first things you want to do is go to your profile settings, and you want to make sure that in your profile settings, and hopefully, can everybody see this okay? Everybody's seeing this okay? Raise your hand if you can see it okay. If it's well, as soon as the page loads up here. Okay, good. Just want to make sure. All right. Okay, so of course the page is going to load slow. And I was just on this and it was working fine, and just depends on how many people go to the page, I guess, at the same time here. All right, so let me stop that again and refresh it. Okay. All right, so going to your profile, and of course it didn't save anything in the profile. All right, so first thing you want to do is in your profile, the first thing you want to do is change this silhouette to a picture of yourself. The way that works is you sign up here for a free, and it's free. Don't worry, Colin, it's not pitching you something. It's a free Gravatar, and the reason we use Gravatar, it's a WordPress site, and like I said, you just set up a free account. There's no cost involved at all. And all it allows you to do is upload an image or images, and they're tied to a specific email address. And the reason we do that is so we don't have to store thousands of images from all of our members. If you decide that you want to change your picture, all you do is you go into Gravatar, change your picture, and then it'll automatically change it in your digital altitude back office because it is attached to an email account. All right. You also want to put in a welcome message. Welcome to our team. Something like welcome to our team. Thanks for joining us. If you want to get a hold of me, because this is something your members are going to see. All right, and it is going to be a welcome message from you, their sponsor, to the members. So, I would highly recommend that you put in some sort of a welcome message. Okay. So you put in a welcome message. If you decide you want to change your username, you can change it here. If you want to change your password to your back office, you can change it here. You have your account name, and then we've added this. This is the owner's name. So. Like my account, I now have changed to my corporation's name, but the owner is me. Okay. But if you have you want to call your, well, you've seen maybe some of your sponsors have, like team so-and-so. They have some sort of a team name. That's what they put as their account name, but their owner is whoever that affiliate is, whoever the person was that opened up that account. You put in an email address. Again, this information is only visible to your members. When they click on sponsor, who their sponsor is, this is the information that comes up to them. You put in a phone number. If you don't want to use your own personal number, then you want to go ahead and use the you can get a free phone number like through Google. You can also utilize like a Skype phone number, etc. Although Skype phone numbers do cost you, or you can use your own phone number, whichever one you want to do. You can put your Skype ID in here, Facebook page link. So if you have a personal page, you can put that link there. If you have a business or a fan page, you can put that link there. If you have a Twitter account, if you have a blog site, or an actual website, not just pages, not like capture pages or something, but an actual website or whatever, you can put that. That's with your own domain. You can put that there. So there's lots of information you can put here, and this is again what your team members will see when they click on sponsor. Okay, I don't think, all right, so like here, when I go over here to sponsor, you can see there's really nothing there. I mean, obviously it says system because this is just a fictitious account, but here's an email address on mine, and when I click on sponsor on my personal account, it says my sponsor's name and it has an email address. Otherwise, it has nothing else. So you want them to see that welcome message and ways they can get a hold of you. Because again, they're going to be newer into the system than you are, so maybe they're going to reach out to you for some help. And depending on what levels you're at inside of Digital Altitude, if you're a walker, hiker, climber, if you're a climber, obviously you want to be helping these people because you make percentages of their sales. So why not help them move forward? If you're doing well, help them move forward too. You make free money at that point. You're making commissions off of their sales. If you're a higher level than they are at, if they're only Rise and you're Ascend or a Peak or an Apex, then obviously you get those pass-up commissions as well. If they're making the sale and then those people progress above them, you're going to make those pass-up commissions as long as you're above them. So, always good to be helpful. And the one thing you'll notice in the posts that Michael makes and so on is you'll see a lot of posts that he does where he'll announce, someone has made a big chunk of change, but also if you read the post, it'll say this is cumulative team sales. So this is, they work as a team, and so those sponsors, those leaderboard sponsors that are doing really well in DA, they're always sharing information with the people below them to help them with their own sales. Okay, so don't hesitate to reach out to your sponsor. We'll go back here to the profile again. All right, so the next thing that you want to make sure you do is set up how you want to get paid. If you're here in the United States, it's going to be check or it's going to be direct deposit. All right. If you're international, you can use Payza or wire transfers. So you can have your money wired to you. Minimum payouts for all accounts are $100. So they won't pay out commissions under $100. So you have to earn at least $100 for them to pay out a commission. If by the time the commission payout date is due and you have not earned $100, then it'll just roll over to the next month. And if that crosses the $100, or not the next month, but the next payout period, it'll then pay you out the commission on that time. You also have to make sure that you put in your tax certification information. So if you do me a favor real quick, raise your hand if you filled out the tax documents, the tax certification already in your back office. Raise your hand if you filled that out. Okay, right now I'm getting like 11%, 16% of you that have. So this is real important. You will not get paid a commission until you have this document on file. And the way you do that, and like mine says, or this says provided, but you're going to click on edit, and what it's going to show you is if you are here in the United States, you're going to click on the W-9 form. So you're going to open that form up. And if you need instructions, the instructions are right here. But, it's pretty simplistic. You're going to put the name on the tax return. If you have a business name, you're going to list that as well. What type of business you have. Is it an individual, sole proprietor, corporation, LLC, LLP, nonprofit, partners, etc. The street address of your business, city, state, country, zip. And then down here is the tax identification number. So if you are a business, I highly recommend, it's free of charge, to go to the IRS and with your business license or with your business name, go online and request what's called an EIN number. It's an employee identification number. That way then you're not putting your social security number in there. If you are just yourself, you're not a business yet or anything, go ahead and put your social security number. You have to have one or the other numbers in here in order for it to be processed. Then what you're going to do is you're going to certify that everything you have filled out, and what you're going to do is type in your name and submit the form. So if you have already done that, but let's say when you filled out this form, it was just you, and then you went out and became a sole proprietor, you became a business, or maybe an LLC or something like that, you can always then go back and update this information. So you would go in and click on edit. You go in and click on edit, and it'll show you when you filled out that form, all right? And if you need to update it, just fill out the form again with the updated information. It will take, we as Digital Altitude will take the latest information submitted, okay? If you are out of country, if you're a non-U.S. citizen, then you would fill out this W8BEN number, and again, there are instructions on how to fill it out. It's pretty self-explanatory, except for when you get here to the, that's why I recommend, look at the instructions there, but you put your U.S. tax identification number if required, and a foreign tax identification number if any. All right, so follow the instructions there, and again, you're just typing in your name, and I would type it as you would sign a legal document, and that is, it's going to be considered a signature, okay? And then you submit the form. So you then have that on file, but again, you have to have that on file in order to receive commissions. You could have a $5,000 sitting in here in commissions, and they're not going to pay you until that form is filled out. Okay, so that is crucial to get done right away. Here's where you fill out the information. If you want to be paid by check, you're going to put in, who the check is made out to, the mailing address, etc., and save the changes. If you want direct deposit, they charge $2.50. To add that, it's you are going to type in direct deposit, and then again the account name, address, etc. It can be a business name also if you're getting direct deposit. Mine is set up for my business. Account type, it's going to be a checking or savings. Account class is going to be personal or business. Make sure if you are listing a business, you're also clicking on business here. The bank name, address, city, state, etc., and then also your routing number, your account number, and re-enter your account number, save the changes. So this gives you an example where you find your routing, your checking account number, and this is the check number. You don't have to put the check number there, just the account number and routing number. Submit the changes, and then what will happen is on every other Friday they pay out the commissions. So like with my credit union, because they pay out on Friday, it processes over the weekend, so by Monday morning I have it sitting in my bank account. All right. I think the only time it would maybe show up faster, because I have a different bank than what Digital Altitude does, and it's a credit union, if I would assume it probably would show up faster because I know we bank out of Bank of America, I think is where those payments come out of. If you had a Bank of America account, it may process that day. So the same day on Friday, okay? Let's see here. All right, and we'll go over how often you get paid here. So, all right, so make sure you have that information filled out, because again, if you don't tell Digital Altitude how you want to get paid, how can they pay you? So you need to make sure you have that information filled out. Once you have filled it out, just save the changes, and then you go back here to the notifications. This is the next section. How do you want to be notified? Now myself, I only get notified via email if I have a new member, not a new lead. Because if you're running a lot of leads through the back office, you're going to get a ton of emails. I want to know because a lead is a lead. A lead is just someone who's looking at the offer. They've just committed enough to give you their email address, but they haven't committed to sign the form and start their trial membership. I want to know the members. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for is members. All right. So I have it set up where mine, I get an email if I get a new member. I don't get an email if I have a commission, although you can set these amounts in here if you want. You can also receive text messages. I only have mine set up that I get a text message under general announcements from Digital Altitude. Make sure you set up your country code here and then put in a phone number that can receive text messages. Click on Save Changes. You can always go in and update this at any time. So if you have, you know, all of these marked and all of a sudden you realize I'm getting inundated with emails here or text messages, then you can always go back into your profile, change these, and just by clicking on them or off them, you can remove these and then save the changes, and now it's up to date with how you want to be handling it now. Okay, so it's pretty easily done. Okay, let's see here. All right, so all right. Okay, so then the next thing we go to is subscriptions. Now this is saying you have no active subscriptions, and if what it's meaning is you're going to see your subscriptions like your affiliate fee, because everybody has to pay the affiliate fee. That's what gives us access to our affiliate links. And then the other subscription is going to be either walker, hiker, or climber. A lot of people start out at walker. I highly recommend, if it's in your budget, go to climber, because climber then gives you a further reach commission-wise, and I'll show you how that works here in a minute. But this will show what your active subscriptions are, when they're billed, and when they're or when the last billing was, and when they're going to be billed again. Okay, because they're billed on a monthly basis, and also what credit cards are attached to those. Let's see here. Then you have your credit cards. You can enter in your credit cards. So to add a card, you just put in the credit card number, expiration date, etc. Fill out these, and then save the changes, and then it'll list your credit card. And it'll also show which subscription that credit card pays for. So you can always go in and add cards. You can always go in and edit cards as well. Let's see here. Maybe I can show you guys here. Hold on one second here. Let me try this just so you can see what it looks like here. Hold on one second. Log in. Okay, so let me show you this here real quick. No, I don't need Disneyland right at the moment. Let's see, profile and subscriptions. So this is what the subscriptions look like. So it shows me when the last billing date was and what credit card it's attached to, when it's going to be billed again. If you go here under cards, some people have multiple cards because they want their affiliate fee paying for one subscription. They want their, a different credit card paying for their walker, hiker, climber subscription. Mine just pays for both of them. You can go in and edit this. So if you had a credit card that, nothing changed, but maybe you got issued a new card, so the expiration date changed, you can go in and just edit the card and do it that way, or again, you can add a card, okay? This just shows you your current orders, and your orders, again, are going to be your monthly subscriptions. So it's going to show how it was paid, when it was paid, etc., okay? And then ID documents, it's, you just need to submit this information, just follow the instructions here and upload that information, okay? So hopefully that gives you information there. Okay, and so now what we're going to go to is the next part is we're going to go to the My Business, and if you look up here, this menu has changed a little bit because if you're familiar with the old back office, it had my coaches, my business, and my marketing. This is all under My Business now, so you just hover over it, the drop-down menu will come up, and the first place we're going to go is to My Rank, and under My Rank, it's going to show affiliate, and it should show active. If this is showing inactive, then there should be a link here so you can activate it. Again, this is what everyone has to do. This is what gives you access to your affiliate links, and it's not because, and it's a non-commissionable fee. Okay, so in other words, your sponsor doesn't receive a commission off of this. It's not something that we want to do. It's something we're required here in the U.S. to do because we're an affiliate-based program. So that's why we made it, you know, as low as we could at $17. There are people that charge a lot more for affiliate fees. We kept it as low as possible because, but again, we're required to do it. Otherwise, we would not be doing this. We would just give you access to the affiliate links. So you want to make sure that it's active. If not, there should be a link there to click on it to activate it. If you go to the order form on the affiliate, I believe it allows you monthly, which is $17 a month, or you can do, I think it's 6 months, and you can do 1 year. So you can be billed every 6 months. You get a little bit of a discount. If you pay for the entire year, it gives you even more. I think it's up to a 25 or 30% discount, something like that. So it gives you a discount if you just pay it all up front and get, you know, don't worry about the monthly payment on it. This right here is going to tell you your Aspire level. So Aspire is our monthly subscription. It's what gives us that commission breakdown. So if you are a walker, it will show active. If you're a climber, which I am a climber, and in this account it's listed as a climber, it will show included on walker and hiker, okay? The potential earnings are 60% commissions. So what that means is as a climber, you get 3 tiers of commission. Tier 1, all right, Tier 1 commission is the people you bring in. Okay, the people you bring in directly. So they're members directly under you. Tier 2 is the people they bring in. So as a climber, if my direct member goes out there and just starts selling their tail off and making a lot of sales, everything they sell, I'm getting 10% right off the bat without having to lift a finger. It's not a pass-up commission or anything. I get automatically 10% of everything they sell, okay? Then if that member, so this 10% member, you know, so in other words, I bring in someone that's Tier 1, then they bring in someone that's Tier 2. Now, if that Tier 2 person, the person they brought in, brings in someone else, that's Tier 3, I'm getting 5% of everything this person sells. All right, so that's why, you know, having that climber is so important. I mean, again, you don't have to have it. You got to at least be a walker, but you don't have to have climber. But I'm just kind of pointing out the advantages of having climber. You can earn an extra 15%, which brings from 45%, adding another 15, there's a potential of 60% commission there. Why not get an extra 15% commission? It costs you a little bit more per month, but you're not having to do anything on top of that. If you get someone that you bring in and is out there just selling like mad, again, you're just earning 10, 15% because of their efforts. You're not doing a thing, all right? If you are a walker currently and you want to upgrade, the action buttons will be over here, and as soon as you upgrade, it incorporates each one. So if you wanted to become a hiker, then this would show included, and this one would show active, and this one would show inactive. If you want to be a climber, again, it'll show active, and the rest of them were included. So it's $37 a month if you're doing walker, it's $67 if you're doing hiker, and $127 if you're doing climber. But again, it's inclusive. So if you're paying the $127 for climber, you get the walker and the hiker included. It's not like you're paying $37, $67, and $127. Okay, just so you guys know that. But the potential of commissions does go higher. If you are just a walker, this is going to be 40%, and the potential of commission earning is 40%. All right, because you won't receive a Tier 1 or a Tier 2 or Tier 3 commission. If you're a hiker, this will still read 40%, and this will read 10%, but this will not read 5%. So the total commission is a total of 50% commission. Okay? So hopefully everybody understands that part. Now, under the rank is base, rise, ascend, peak, and apex. This is showing active on all of them because this is an Apex account, which is like my account, Apex. Now it says here, why did we drop in commission? It says 40% commission total. And the reason being is because we use coaches to sell the product for us. In other words, our job as affiliates is to put people in front of the offer and bring people in on that trial membership. It's the coach's job, the business coaches who run the person through that 18 steps, it's their job to get them to go from being a trial member to being ultimately an Apex member. Okay, so for the base, rise, ascend, peak, and apex, the core products, we pay them 20% commission for them to make the sale for us, because these are what's considered high ticket sales. Okay, so we pay them the commission. Now, you do have an option of doing your own sales and saving that 20%. Don't highly recommend it unless you are really good at selling, because what that means is that that coach that ran you guys through your 18 steps, you would be doing that for your member. So you would have to run someone all the way through those 18 steps and help them find financing if that's what they need to do to upgrade to the level they want to go to, etc. It's not easy work. Trust me, it is not. I don't even do it myself. It's not easy work, and I know marketing. I wouldn't consider myself a true salesperson, though. I know how to do ad copy, I know how to bring people in, but I let the professionals do the work. All right, so I'm willing to pay them part of my commission to make those sales for me. Okay, because if I'm bringing people in and they can make 5 sales for me and I can barely squeeze through one, which one is benefiting me more? 5 sales giving them 20%, or making 1 sale and I make the full 45%? It's kind of a no-brainer. I'm going to use the professional. So the way it's going to break down, again, tier 1, because remember up here, tier 1 is 45%. Now, we don't share the commission on the walker, hiker, climber. The monthly fees, we get that full percentage. If you're a climber, you get 45%. If you're a hiker or a walker, you get 40%. So, but in the core, the core products, the base, rise, ascend, peak, and apex, we give them 20%. So our tier 1 is 25%. Tier 2, again, though, is 10%. So if that person goes out and sells, we get 10% of everything they sell. Tier 3, if I'm a climber, I get 5% of everything that person sells. Now, also in this back office, you'll notice out of these ranks here, base, rise, ascend, peak, and apex, we have courses for base and rise. Why don't we have courses for ascend, peak, and apex? Because those courses are live. We just ran our first live ascend event in Hawaii. We have one, I don't know the exact date yet, but apex, I've been told, is going to be in Greece. And I just found out the other day, it sounds like peak is going to be in, I believe, the Dominican Republic. I'm not 100% sure, but that's what I have heard. Dates for those, I don't know yet, okay? But those are all live events. So when you buy those memberships, that gives you the enrollment into joining that for you to go to one of those events. Or to actually, if you were in Apex, you can go to all of those events. You can go to the Ascend event, the Peak event, and the Apex event. All right. The courses here for Base and Rise, do me a favor, raise your hand if you have been through these courses, the Base and Rise courses. Now, these are not the 18 steps. These are additional courses. Okay, good. So a small percentage, about 30% of you have. Okay. The base course, and these are very good courses to go through these lessons. You don't have to power through them, just kind of take them slowly. Don't power through one video a day or something like that, but it gives you a lot of good information on setting up your business, setting those personal goals, etc. So there are 6 lessons to base, all right, and back in Rise, there are 16 lessons to Rise. Rise gets in a little bit more, the money-making machine, $11 million marketing mindsets, persuading for profit, how do you sell with psychology, some really good lessons in here. Highly recommend going through them. Again, this is free training. Well, I mean, you paid for it because you're at least a Rise level, so utilize the training that's available to you. You can always go back and look at this training over and over again as well. You may find that lesson 13 didn't resonate with me, but boy, lesson 14, I'm going to watch that a couple times and really, take that information and run. So there are 16 lessons in there, okay? So highly recommend going through those. And like I said, there's no limit as to how many times you can go through them. You can always use them as reference. The other thing in this back office under my rank is the company and product overview. This right here is what's going to show you, and it takes a minute for it to come up. I would highly recommend just downloading this to your bank account. And guys, I'm going to answer some of these questions after I'm done with this presentation, because I'll stop the recording and then I'll go back and answer some of your questions here. And I'll stay here as long as you need to get these questions answered. But as you see, this takes a few minutes for it to load up. It's like 98 pages to this document. But once you load it up in your computer, then you have, pretty immediate access to it. But just another second here. I wouldn't recommend printing it unless you like spending a lot of money on paper and ink. But I have saved it as a PDF onto my computer. I just wanted to show you how this works here. And it's almost there. Almost. I feel like it should have that, Jeopardy music playing or something here. Let's see. Almost, it's there. And okay, so here's the document. Now, you may have already been shown this document. I'm sure you have. This gives you a breakdown of digital altitude, okay? Who Michael is, what is involved, what's the vision of the company, the why of the company, and then it breaks down the different products that are available, add-on products, branding, etc. These right here, right at the moment, are not available. It sounds like they're working on another. I think there were some people that were announced in Hawaii. They do have another traffic source, but it's not like the co-op where we started out with. But it is a source. It is a different, and it's part Michael is involved with it, and one of their traffic people, not a coach, but one of the people that ran the co-op, I think they just created a separate entity, but it's still involving digital altitude. It's just a separate entity where you can do traffic packages and so on. So that should be hopefully rolling out here very soon. We stopped the traffic co-op back in September, just because the results just weren't producing what Michael wanted them to. But this talks about the Aspire system, what it's about, etc. Then it breaks down, the walker, the Hummer, what you get for those different levels. It shows you what your commissions are. So again, walker is 40%, hiker is 50%, total commissions, because again, 50% because it's 40 commission for the first level and 10% for tier 2, and then climber is 60% because it's 3 tiers, 45, 10, and 5, and then walker is only 40% because it's only 1 tier. It shows you, how you can potentially earn those commissions. These numbers here, when you look at these charts over here on the left-hand side, these are qualified leads, not clicks, leads. Okay, so these are leads. These are people that have put in their email address. They're looking at the product. So this is based on a 5% conversion rate. So for walker, so this is showing you your potential. And again, this does not say you're a climber, you bring someone in and they're a walker, they bring someone in, and that person goes to climber as well. They're going to receive the commission on the walker, and you're going to receive the hiker and the climber commission. So it is 3 layers deep, and you also get those pass-up commissions. So if someone bypasses, meaning they go above whoever brought them in, if you're above that person, you're going to receive that pass-up commission. So there's many different ways you can be receiving this. Let me get this to shrink down here. Many different ways you can be receiving money out of this. So this talks about the base. Get this to shrink down a little bit more. Come on. This talks about, oh, come on, shrink down more. All right, no. All right, we'll just go this way. All right, takes, the diff. Go through this document. It's really good to go through this document so you better understand it. But this talks about what the costs are, how the tiered commissions work, what kind of commissions you make, etc. All right. So I would definitely recommend going and downloading that product. This right here will tell you, and I'm sure that your business coaches went through this with you, but what commissions will I earn? Again, this breaks down the walker, the hiker, the climber, and how the commission structures work. This gives an example of why you're paying the coaches, and again, it's only based on the 20% they receive is based on base, rise, ascend, peak, and apex, not the walker, hiker, climber. Those are full commissions on those. I'm sure they talk to you in depth about what sponsor lock is. It's when, whenever you bring someone in, they're going to be locked into you at whatever level you are currently at. If you're a walker today and someone came in today and became a member, even a trial member, but they became a member, they're locked into you as, let's say, a rise walker. If tomorrow you went to climber and then they signed up and they went to climber, you're still only going to get the walker commission because it's when you brought them in. Okay? So that's why the sponsor lock, that's how it works. This will give you a breakdown of how it works. It gives you scenarios. You can go through that information as well. Okay, let's see, what else are we going to go through? So hopefully that gave you information on what you can find out, what your current status, etc. I will tell you, if you ever go to your back office and in, let's say, the dashboard area, and you have this yellow band message going across saying that, you have a document that needs to be updated, you need to submit your tax form, you have a past due invoice, which means maybe that they were processing your monthly affiliate fee or your monthly subscription, walker, hiker, climber, and it didn't go through, they're going to notify you via this little message. They'll also email you as well, but pay attention to those because you don't want to be running an ad and find out that your affiliate fee was past due and all of a sudden your links are not valid anymore. That can be very expensive, okay, because you have an ad ready to roll and you haven't paid attention to this and someone's clicking on that link and the link's not going to where it needs to go. All right, so that's really important. You should be checking your back office every day. And also make sure that you have whitelisted Digital Altitude for any kind of emails so that they end up in your inbox, not in a spam or junk folder, okay? So make sure you pay attention to that. Let's go over here to my earnings. My earnings, again, this is a, let's see here, actually. Let's go here. Let's change back over again. Under my earnings, we are going to go to the back office here. So this will show you what your earnings are. This breaks it down into again, these are just fictitious numbers we've put in here. So I'll tell you when someone came in, who the customer was, what product they bought, what the commission is, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, what your commission is on that tier. All right. So anything that shows up in red means that it has been refunded. Okay. So if you have something that shows up in red, that means it's been refunded. If you look at extra income is based on your, if you've joined the car program, this is where they'll put that income, like the lease payments in there. But again, to be valid for the car program, you have to make a minimum for the $500 per month. You have to make a minimum of $5,000 a month in commission for 3 consecutive months to earn that $500. But again, that is above and beyond commissions, and this is where they'll put that information or that money in. Balances, this will show you what your current balances are, your earning balances, etc. This will also show you where your rolling reserve is. And I don't know if you're familiar yet with rolling reserve, but we'll discuss that in a minute. Payouts, this will show you a history of your payouts, what the amount was, when it was paid out. So you can keep track of what commissions have I earned, etc. You can go right here to your back office and look at that. Rolling reserve. Rolling reserve is not something we intentionally wanted to set up. It is what we were required to do from our merchants. You got to realize that in the marketing world, whether it's online, whether it's offline or whatever, we're at the mercy of banks and merchant accounts. Merchant accounts are the people that process the credit cards. And so they require us to hold a 10% reserve, rolling reserve. It doesn't mean that you don't get that commission. It just means whatever your commission is. If you have $100 commission, $10 is put into a rolling reserve. All right, and you get paid on that. What is it? Rolling reserve. you get paid on it 6 months later. So it goes into a special, kind of like an escrow account under your name. So it's still your commission, but they take 10% out of it or out of your commission, and they put it for 6 months later. So it's paid on the 15th day, 6 months later. And so this will show you in your rolling reserve, as you're starting to get paid your commissions, it'll show you what the rolling reserve, what is your total in the rolling reserve account, and also what date it's going to pay out on. Okay, so you can get an idea, okay, this is when I'm going to receive this, and so on. So, and those will be added back into your normal commissions. You know, if your payout for your normal commission hits on that 15th, then it'll show up again. I believe they actually break them down. It's done in 2 payments, but it will show up on the 15th of that month, the 6 months out. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question there. When do you get paid? When you get paid, and you can click on this part here, and again, this is under my business and my earnings. Click on when do I get paid, and this is consistently updated. We pay every other Friday, and it's based on when the product was purchased. The cutoff point is, I believe it's on Tuesdays, is when the cutoff period is. So yes, Tuesdays. So like here, the next payout date is the 24th. So the cutoff date for earnings is on the 21st. So it takes them a couple days to process the commissions and so on. They're paid, like this one's going to be paid on the 24th. So everything you've earned within the 21st would then appear on that 24th payout. But anything, if you earned something on the 22nd, it would be on the next payout. So if you're always curious as to when is the next commission payout, just click on this, and these are updated. As soon as the payout is done, then it's updated to the new date, which is every other Friday. Okay? So this will give you that information. Now again, it's the net earnings, commissions, bonuses, etc., minus any payout fees, meaning like if you do direct deposit, that's $2.50 fee to do the direct deposit, $3.50 if you have them write a check. If you have a bank wire, if you're international, it can be $30 to $5 for that international. So those fees are taken out, and any kind of refunds or chargebacks are also taken out of your commissions as well. And they'll show up in your commission area. Again, these red marks will show up that someone got a refund. All right, so they will pull that commission back from you. If they're refunding someone, they'll pull that commission back. Okay, so hopefully, and then again, this will show you totals of today, yesterday, 7 days, last 30 days, 365 all time. All right, so hopefully that you understand there. The team is going to show you who is on your team, what levels they're at. You can click on the person's name, and it'll bring up, if they have a profile picture already, you'll see their picture, you'll see their name, you'll see their email address, phone and Skype if they've entered that information. You'll see the notes as to what is happening with that person. You'll see who their coaches are, okay? And you yourself can write a progress note. If you wanted to, make a note in here that, hey, I contacted this member, and let's say they're having a problem getting a hold of the coach, you can enter that information in, and we see that as well. Okay, that's again being a very proactive sponsor, because sometimes just the simplest thing will keep someone from moving ahead. You being a proactive sponsor, you get the ball rolling. Okay, so you can always reach out to your coaches if you're having a problem with one of your members that they can't contact their coach. Reach out to one of us. Reach out to support and say, hey, I have member, Sally Smith here. This is her email address, and she can't get a hold of her coach, and it says her coach is supposed to be Michael Force. So can you please get her in touch with Michael Force, or have Michael call her or get a hold of her? Okay, be proactive as a sponsor. But this is where you're going to see their information. This is also really good because when I get a member, even though they're a trial member, the first thing I do is I send them out an email. I send them out a welcome email. I let them know who I am. I mean, maybe they haven't gone here and clicked on sponsor yet, so I let them know who I am. I also, if they have a local number, actually if they have an international number, I still call, but I will call them on the phone as well. I'll send them a text message. I'll call them on the phone. and I am, I'm making sure I'm making contact with them. I'm not trying to distract them from the coaches, but what I'm trying to do is make sure they've gotten in touch with their coach, make sure that they have received their email with their logon information and so on. I'm just touching base with them and welcoming them and encouraging them to, start on that trial membership right away and get the ball rolling and so on. All right, that's all I'm trying to do as a sponsor, and letting them know they have someone they can ask questions to. Now, what I tell my students as a traffic coach, if Sally Smith here asks you a question that you have no clue on, get a hold of your coach, and they'll hopefully be able to answer it. Then you go back to Sally and you answer that question. You look like a rock star, okay? And because they're going to look up to you as well. So if you don't know an answer, help them find the answer. Don't just say, hey, I don't know, find it out yourself, because that's not really a good team member there, okay? So you can look at your team here. Other ways that you can look at your team, well, you can also see, if there's a green check mark here, it means that they've paid their affiliate fee, so they have their marketing links unlocked. It'll tell you what Aspire level they are. If this is green, I think that's green. I'm blue-green colorblind, so I think that's green. If this is this color here, it means that they're current. If this is red, it means that they have let that lapse. So it could be, again, their credit card didn't process, there was a complication or something like that. There's all sorts of different reasons why this would be red, but you may want to even get a hold of them and say, hey, Sally, did you know that your Aspire membership, it looks like there may be a problem with it, you may want to check that out. Okay, and they could be saying, well, yeah, I didn't have the money, or I let it lapse, or whatever, or they could say, gosh, I didn't know that, thank you very much, because again, it gets real expensive to be doing ads where something's not working right. This will also show you what rank they're at. So are they base, rise, ascend, peak, or apex? And so that's going to be that core product that they're with, okay? So it's one way you can look. You can also look at your membership here. In a tree form, so you can see if they have, who is underneath you and then who's underneath them. So you will see it. I mean, I have one that's, fairly long, and you get some of these clear dots, meaning that they haven't done anything, and you get others, the different color codes means that's the levels they've gone to. Okay, so, but it's another way of quickly looking at who all is in your tree and how well is someone working. If I bring this up and I see that, Sally Smith here has also brought in someone, boy, I'm going to get a hold of Sally and encourage her and what can I do to help you and so on, because she's a go-getter, where maybe this other one, they haven't brought in anybody. So they've just kind of come in, but they haven't done anything, right? And you will find members like that. You'll see some that hit the ground running and others that just don't do anything. I have a couple Rise members that came in, bought Rise, kind of stopped their subscriptions. In other words, they just stopped paying for their subscriptions and they fell off the face of the earth. But I still got the Rise commissions, and I had the monthly subscriptions until they just stopped paying them. I don't know where they went. I've tried, to get a hold of them and so on. They've just kind of fallen off. And it happens, so you just learn to move on and work with the people that are working hard, okay? So that's ways you can look at your team. You can also look here and see if you have any inactive members. Again, that's people that just stopped paying the monthly subscriptions and so on. That doesn't mean they're not a Rise member anymore or whatever. It just means that they've become inactive. They're not doing anything. Maybe they parked their account for a little while or whatever. They could even, have canceled their account. It doesn't mean that they got, you're going to be charged back the Rise commissions. Once it passes a certain period of time, they don't get a refund. They can, if they just paid their monthly subscription, they can get a refund on that. So you may see the charge back on that. But, if they pay Rise, base, Rise, Ascend, Peak, or Apex, they only have a certain very small window to decide they don't want to do it and get a refund. And usually that is before you would have received that commission. And so you will have people that will cancel their subscriptions, they'll cancel their account, but you still had that Rise, Ascend, Peak, or Apex commission. You'll have anybody that is fully refunded in case someone refunds within a period of time, or if they refund their affiliate fee or their monthly subscription because they refunded it within that month. Any duplications, and this is again if someone brings in someone else, you'll see these duplications. And event tickets, like we have the MME coming up. Anybody here, raise your hand if you're going to the MME, the Mastery Marketing event in Orlando at Disney World. Anybody going to that? Okay, a few people are. Okay, so if you had a team underneath you and you wanted to sell tickets to them, oops, I shouldn't have clicked on that because they're going to go, who is this account? You can click on that link, and what they're going to do is they're going to send you a specific link that you can promote that. All right, from what I understand, you can promote that event to anyone. They don't have to be a member of Digital Altitude. So let's say you have an email list of people that you brought in from another product or whatever, or you just want to do advertising for the MME event in Orlando, Florida, coming up, because what that event is it's a marketing event. It's an event to show you how to generate traffic and so on. And yes, it's going to be geared to Digital Altitude, but if you have a link that people buy that ticket on, they come to that event and they're like, oh my gosh, I like this Digital Altitude thing. If you gave them the ticket, one, you're going to receive a commission off of selling them the ticket. It's not big bucks, but you will receive a commission off of it. But also, you now are attached to that person. So if they came to the MME event and they bought into Digital Altitude, and let's say they were so convinced they went right to Rise, that's your sale. Okay, so you're getting your percentage, you're getting your commission off that Rise sale just because you sold that person who didn't even know about Digital Altitude the ticket. Make sense? And we're going to be doing more and more of these live events, these kind of marketing mastery events or mastery marketing events. So, you know, that's something to look into if you already have like a following on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, you have an email list or whatever, you know, where you're not even paying to show people this, you're just promoting it. It's not costing you anything. You're just putting it out in front of people going, hey, come and enjoy, you know, and if you're going, come and meet me there. You know, because that way then you can talk to them a little bit more too and kind of help with that sale process, meaning let's get them signed up for it. Okay, so something to think about. So you click on that link like I accidentally did, and then they will tell you that they're going to get a hold of you within the next 24, 48 hours to get your link. So you'll receive an email and there's your link. Okay, so you can do that. And then this will show you, you know, how many tickets you have sold. Okay, how many tickets you have sponsored. Okay, so it'll give you a breakdown. If you sell 10 tickets, you see 10 tickets and who they are here. All right, so it'll work out really well for you. Again, we already went through my sponsor. This is why it's important to have this information so people see you, they get your email, contact information, and a nice welcome message so they feel all warm and fuzzy because they're belonging to a team. Under the car program, this is how the car program works. Again, $500 a month payment, meaning with Digital Altitude, we'll pay you $500 a month if you're earning 5 credits, which is $5,000 a month in commission or more. $5,000 a month in commission for 3 consecutive months, you make $500 extra. Now, you have to be in the car program. The way I've had it explained to me is just if you're making $5,000 a month in commissions, which is great. I mean, you know, more power to you. You're cranking along. They're not going to just pay you an extra $500. If you enroll in the car program, all right, and it's not, you know, these are BMWs, but it's not limited to BMWs. But if you enroll in the car program and you're doing a lease, now the lease is under you. The lease is not a Digital Altitude lease. The lease is under your name or your company name. But if you can pay up, they will reimburse you or pay you up to $500 for that lease payment. They'll pay you $500, but they're not going to pay you $500 if you're not enrolled in the car program. Okay, so just so that you know how that works. Obviously, 10 credits is making $10,000 a month for every 3 months, or consecutively 3 months, and then $15,000. $1,500. That's a pretty hefty car payment. You can get quite an elaborate car for $1,500. This is extra money. It's not coming out of your commissions, so you know why not take advantage of the car program if you're making those kind of commissions take advantage of it. Program details are here. Acknowledgement form is here. I guarantee if you get involved in the program and if you're doing well and you end up getting a car, they're probably going to want to come and interview you, and they're going to spotlight you, just so you know. Financing, if you, and I'm sure your business coaches went through this, but if you're talking to one of your members and they're interested, they're trying to upgrade, but they're trying to figure out how, here are some different options they can go through for financing. So here are some robust financing options. You guys, some of you may have already gone through these to get to where you're at, but you can look at this information here because it's available to you here. Okay. Let's see. The next thing we're going to go through, and we're going to be wrapping up here pretty soon. I'll be answering your questions after I stop the recording. The next thing we're going through is the My Marketing. My Marketing is under My Campaigns. You're going to be able to see your leads, and the leads again are people that put an email address in to look further at the offers. In other words, once they put in their email address, they're then going to go to the video sales letter to know more about the product. You will see the lead appear here, unless you have your own autoresponder. If you have your own autoresponder, they will not appear here in the back office. Okay, they're not going to appear into your leads. They're going to appear into your own autoresponder, where you're going to, personalize with them and so on. You're building your own list. So you have the two options. Most marketers, after they get up and running and they start running their business, some start it right away, some of them start it a little later, but this is a direction you're going to want to go, is to your own autoresponder, because they say the power is in the list. Having complete and total control of your list is where you make your money. Okay. Right now, if you put leads in the back office, which is where most everybody starts, unless they, again, already have their own autoresponder, Digital Altitude is following up on these leads. They're sending them the follow-up series emails, keep putting the product in front of them, trying to get them to sign up for the free offer. But if I wanted to email these people, all right, I may have, if I have 100 leads here, if I have 1,000 leads here, and I want to send them out an email kind of encouraging them to try the trial offer myself and personalize with them, I have no way of doing it in a bulk email. So I would have to copy each one of these emails and send them a personal email. Well, if you only have a few people in here, that's no problem. If you have 1,000 or more, now it becomes cumbersome. That's the purpose of an autoresponder. If I have 1,000 people sitting in my own autoresponder, I can write one email and send it out to everybody. All right, so I can control the emails that are going out to that list. Otherwise, Digital Altitude's going to send them out for you. These people won't know who you are because they're going to come in on your ad, but you're not going to be mentioned on your ad, and then they're going to come into the Digital Altitude system. So that's great. That's where we want them, but they're going to receive the emails from Michael. So they have no idea who you are unless they become a member. But again, it's a step that people take, some right away, some a little later once they get their business up and rolling. But I will tell you, after having years of marketing experience, this is, having your own autoresponder is where you eventually want to go. Okay? Under My Conversions, this is going to tell you, how many members you have coming in, visits, and so on, how many leads you got out of an ad, how many members you got out of an ad, and then what your commission structure is. Okay? How much are you making in commission? And this is a running total, so as people keep paying the monthly fee and so on, this commission will continue to go up. Page views is you can look at what are the individual pages people are looking at. Usually anything here with a C1 is a capture page, and so we're looking at the number here on the what's called a unique visit. If you ran, let's say, a 100-click solo ad, and you ran it to a capture page, and you put, this is what's called a tag. Okay, a tag is a unique ID at the end of our affiliate link. And I'll show you where that goes here in a second, but it's how we identify which ad these people came from. And so here's a tag, here's the page they came in on, and we had 7 people come into this. Now, why does this say 8? What this is in the unique, under here, under unique visits, it is recorded by IP addresses. Everything you work with, your phone, your computer, your tablet, your iPad, your desktop computer, everything has its own fingerprint. It has its own ID. It has its own IP address. So every time an IP address comes into the system for the first time, it's recorded and it's considered a unique visit. If this person came in and they clicked, and so they're considered, you know, a unique visit one time, but then they went back and they clicked on the link 4 more times, the other 4 times are going to show up as a visit. So that's how come at times the numbers are the same and the numbers are higher. It's that one of these 16 people clicked on this link twice, and so it recorded an additional click over here in the visit area. This is the area, unique visits are what you really want to pay attention to. All right, especially if you're like running an ad and you buy 100 clicks, you want to make sure that eventually 100 clicks come in here. Because if the solo ad provider is saying, I delivered you 100 unique clicks, then this number should read 100 on the capture page. And if you're not sure what one of these links are, you can just click on the link and it's going to open up the page they came in on. Okay? So that way then you know which page it was that they came in on. And then here, what is a tag? Okay, so this is a description of a tag. All of us have a unique affiliate link. This is our ID inside, our unique ID. This is what separates us out against the thousands and thousands of other Digital Altitude members or affiliates. This is our unique ID. And then these symbols here are for us to be able to put a tag. A tag is going to say, all right, I went to you know, Joe's solo ads on today, which is March, what is it today? March 16th. So let's say I bought 500 clicks from Joe's solo ads. So I'm going to put like, you know, JSA for Joe's solo ads. I'm going to put the number, let's say I bought a 500 click ad, I'm going to put the number 500, and then I'm going to put, you know, 031617. So at a glance, if it appears here in my back office, I'm going to be able to see that that ad came from Joe's solo ads. It was the 500 click ad I bought on the 16th of March. And then I'll be able to see what pages, you know, did those people visit. That tag is going to be attached to all of those people. It's going to be attached to them in the leads. So if they came in as a lead, the tag will appear right here. There's no tag on these people. Conversions, the tag will appear. And then page views, I can see under that tag all the different pages people visited. All right? So again, page views is the most important one, but tagging is crucial. And if you look at some of the other, if you go through more training, you watch some of my other webinars and some of my other coaches' webinars, tagging is really important because every ad you run, you want to put a tag at the end of it because it's what's going to identify where that person came from. Because if you don't pay attention, you just go out there and place ads, especially if you're doing paid ads. If you get some good results, that's great. But if you ran 3 ads at the same time, let's say you went to provider A, B, and C, you bought 200 clicks each from each one of those vendors, and you run the ads. So that's 600 clicks total. And all of a sudden, a week later, all 3 ads run, and you have, you know, 180 people in your back office as leads, and you have, you know, 10 trial members started. You're thinking, all right, that was great. I'm going to go do that again. Well, let's say you did put a tag on each one of those vendors. You put a tag that said, you know, vendor, or, you know, vendor A, vendor B, vendor C, and then put the dates on it, how many clicks you bought from each one. Now you see those appear in the back office, and you may find out of all those leads that showed up, those 180 leads, all of them came from vendor A. All of those members then came from vendor A. But vendor B and C just sold you clicks. So if you're spending money, do you want to go back and pay vendor B and C more money just to sell you clicks? Or do you want to concentrate your money on vendor A, who not only sold you clicks, which is what you bought, but they gave you leads and they gave you trial members? I mean, no brainer. Which one do you want to go to? But if you don't track that properly, you're gonna lose money. Trust me, I have been there and I have done that back in the early days. Did not track properly, and I guarantee you I spent thousands of dollars where I shouldn't have. Okay, so it's real important to tag. If you watch any of my webinars on solo ads or some other ads, I go over the tagging process, how I tag, and so on. Again, during this, if you're interested, you can email me. I'll send you out a solo ad provider list. I also have a ad tracking sheet that I use for solo ads. It's an Excel spreadsheet. You can ask for that. I'll be more than happy to just send that to you. You know, I'll just send you those things, and it just gives you more information. Okay, so hopefully that helps you out there. Let's see, where else do we want to go? Okay, so let's go to my links. This is where we get, all right, it's opening up here. This is where we get our funnels, our links. These are the things that we promote here, okay? So as soon as it opens up. So the problem when you're on webinars, it takes up a lot of bandwidth too, so sometimes that slows things down here. All right, let me try this again. There we go. All right, so these are your links. So you have, and it's still not opened up all the way. There we go. Okay, so you have a capture page, and you can look at it, each one of these pages looks like. But you see here, here is your link. See the equal sign? That's where you're going to apply the tag to it. All right, so if I was going to apply a tag to this, I can copy the link. I can open up another browser window. I can paste it there, and then I can put test 1, all right? And I'm going to go to that page, all right? So this shows you how this works. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to put in a Sally. Let's see here. Let me just put an A there, and I'm going to go to the video sales letter, okay? Mailing list is not active. Okay, great, because it's not really a real account. So let's see what happened here. So let's do this just to show you how the tag worked. Okay, so it's not going to record the lead because again, it's not an active account. But let me see if the tag showed up here. Just a second. Come on. I hate it when things move slow. It's like hearing crickets. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, here we go. All right, see this? I put that as test 1. There's the click right there. That's how a tag works. Okay, if I am going to, oops, no, I want my links. If I was going to, let's say I was going to Colin. Let's say you and I knew each other. We had contact with each other. You know, we're connected on Facebook, whatever. And you said, hey, Russ, you know, I've seen some of your posts, and I'm kind of interested in what is this DA thing. All right. Well, since I have a way of getting a hold of you, whether I have your email address, whether I can personal message you, we're connected on Facebook, or you know, something like that. Where in other words, I know how to get a hold of you. I'm not, if you're interested in DA, I'm not going to send you to the capture page, all right? Because again, I already have a way of getting a hold of you. The reason we use a capture page is because it's a cold audience. It's people we don't know, so we want to get their email address so at least we can follow up with them, all right? But if you had asked me, Colin, and we knew each other and I knew how to get a hold of you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you the sales letter link. So I'm going to send that directly to you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to send you the sales letter link, but I'm going to go ahead and put on here, let's see, as a tag, I'm going to put Colin and then maybe .e for your last name. And so I'm going to send you that video sales letter. So if you watch that video sales letter and let's say under the video sales letter, you know, you go all the way through it and you're like, wow, this is kind of interesting and so on, but you know, I want to know what is, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to make everybody dizzy by going through these pages fast, but let's say, Colin, you decide, you know, what truly is the refund policy? So you bring that up. What is the earnings disclaimer? Although those pages aren't opening up, maybe because we don't have an active link here, so I have to go and double check here. But let's say you open up all of those pages. Let's see if they record here in the back office. So if we went back here to my campaigns, and the reason I put your name is I personalize it. One, it's kind of cool having your name on there. But two, what I can do here, and oh, there you are. Okay, so yeah, you only show up on the one page because the other pages weren't active. But there you are. There's the tag. So if I check in with you a couple days later, because I've given you the link, and I check in with you a couple days later, I can look here before I contact you, before maybe I message you or call you on the phone or however I know how to get a hold of you, and I'm going to check with you and say, hey, what did you think of the product? Well, if I don't see your tag in here, I know you never opened up the page. You didn't click on the link. If I see it, I know at least you clicked on the link. That doesn't mean you watched it, but at least I know you clicked on the link, and I can now have a conversation with you. So see, that's why you want to personalize it. Now, if those other pages have been working, because if this had been an active account, I would have seen this tag under like the digital altitude page. You would have seen it under the earnings disclaimer. You would have seen it under the refund policy, and those kind of things that I see in the back office are like, wow, he's interested. He's looking around. I'm definitely getting back in touch with him right away to start up this conversation, and let's see if I can get him signed up for the trial offer. Okay, so that's the reason you tag it that way. So you can tag your links. You also have available to you a couple other funnels, and I believe these are now open to you even if you're not you will have to double check, because again, I've only opened up accounts. I don't deal normally with Rise members on the coaching level as much, and I haven't had a Rise member in a little while, but as a Climber member, I have access to these three funnels. So there's the original, there's the 6-day, and there's the 9 Guru Secrets. And eventually we're going to create, looks like this one is a brand new funnel. So they said they were going to keep adding funnels in here. So pretty soon we'll have even more and more funnels. Okay, so this one actually says it's coming soon. They're working on the email follow-up, so you can't really use this one yet. This one is that's why they don't even have a name on it. 6-day series. This has the funnel that's involved with it. The 9 Guru Secrets. So these are different funnels that are available to you. And I believe originally they were only for Climber members, but if you're a Walker member and you have access, use them, because these are 2 brand new funnels. Go ahead and use them. In the back office also, you have your banners. So if you're interested in doing banner ads, or you have your own website or blog site, you can go ahead and list your banners, put them on your site, or you can pay someone to put it on their site. This is the coding that you use, and if you look here, this is your, well, come on, this is your ID here. So here is the link for your tag, or for the link. It's embedded into the image. What you're going to do here, let me get here, come on, it's not going to let me do it. Okay, what you're going to put in here is, again, your tag. So if I was going to XYZ website, I'm going to put the initials or name of the website there, so that again, if someone's clicking on that ad, I'm going to know where the person came from. Is that paying off, or is it just costing me money? You got to know. So you would just put a tag in there. Just make sure once you've done it, delete the tag back out of the available banners here, so that you're ready to put a new tag in. Okay, or to remind yourself, if you want to, you can go in and just put, well, they actually won't save. So as soon as you go off of this page and come back, it's going to be gone. All right, but you have several different funnels. These are the most common size, profitable type funnels, or banner sizes. You can pay to have someone make you different banners, but here are different banners available for you. Okay, so those are in your back office. Email follow-ups. If you have an autoresponder, I don't really recommend these follow-ups. I personally would make sure I'm Climber, and I'll show you how you can connect your email lists, or you can download the available follow-up series inside of Digital Altitude to your autoresponder. Email swipes, if you, again, have your own autoresponder and want to send out broadcast emails, but you're not really sure what would I put on them and so on. Here we have a bunch of email swipes here. Again, this is for broadcast emails. So if you don't have your own autoresponder, it makes no difference. And then we have other social media. So if you do text messaging, here's some sample text messages that you can send out. And they will, they'll tell you, click here. You want to make sure you're putting your affiliate link there. Also in social media, here's a few different posts you can put inside of Facebook, and you want to put your link there. Take away insert link here and just put your link there. Twitter, here are 3 different messages you can send out on Twitter if you have a Twitter account. So there's a lot of different information that is available to you. If you're a Climber member, you will have access to what's called My List. All right, this is again for advanced users and who have their own autoresponder. The autoresponders we connect with are GetResponse, Aweber, and PT Sender. So you can use any one of those, and then the list ID is, you'll see it when you have your own autoresponder. This is how we connect. This code is how we connect with your autoresponder. But right now we have the follow-up series that you can get for the original Aspire, Online Guru or Online Secret Sauce, and 9 Guru Secrets. You can tie these capture pages to where the lead, instead of them going into your back office, the lead will come through the digital altitude capture page, but the lead will go to your autoresponder, so you can personalize with them and manage that list. Okay, but you have to be a Climber member in order to do this. Otherwise, if you click on My List and you're a hiker or a walker, it'll say you can upgrade and have access to these. My Pixels, I have a webinar based on My Pixels in the back office, but again, this is definitely for advanced users. I use it because I use two different softwares. I do a lot of advertising in Facebook, so that generates a pixel for me, and also I use ClickMagic, which generates a pixel for my tracking, and I can install pixels on these different pages. But again, it is an advanced user method. If you're using all the digital altitude pages and you're using the back office, and you're not creating any of your own pages, you're not advertising in Facebook and so on, don't worry about the pixel thing. Okay, and then we have postbacks. Again, that is even more advanced. I'm putting together a webinar on that now. That is very advanced, and it's basically dealing with your own site and so on. Okay, so don't worry about that one. Okay, so the last things we want to do is, where do we see these recordings? Okay, now where you find these recordings is you go here under Community. First place you go, join the groups that is at the level you're at. So if you're on Facebook, join the groups of the level you are currently at. So if you're a Rise member, you can only join up to Rise. If you're Ascend, you can go all the way up to Ascend. There's a lot of good information that is shared in these groups, in these Facebook groups, and it's more instant information. You don't have to worry about an email going to spam or anything like that. It's right there. This will tell you the events that are coming up. So this one is obviously to learn more about the one coming up in Disney World. You can also look at the recordings. Let me shut this off, sorry. You can look at the recordings for the MME that was done in Red Rock in Las Vegas. Look at the photo galleries and so on. The ship retreat, this is a video that was based on the leadership retreat back basically when digital altitude was getting started. So this was when they went to, I believe it was Cancun, yes. So, you can kind of get an idea of how that worked. Announcements, any kind of announcements coming through digital altitude. They have kind of a buyer beware, and this is something that we now have really been approaching people with, is, there are people in our groups, our Facebook groups, that kind of prey on the newbies. So they're always trying to sell you something. They're selling you a tool, they're selling you solo ads or something like that. Just beware. If you're not sure, of someone who has approached you, usually they approach you in personal messages and so on. If you're not sure who they are, even though they say they're representing digital altitude's not going to contact you in a personal message. They're going to contact you via email, something like that, or your sponsor will contact you. We're not going to contact you via personal message. So if you're getting messages like that, most likely they say they're with digital altitude, but they may not be. So buyer beware on that. If you're not sure, ask your coaches. Your current coaches that you have, or send a message into Skype or into support and ask them, is this person legitimate? We actually have one that we've named. It's called Digital Success Mentoring, and basically they have just been taking money from people left and right. They're representing us, saying that they help people, and they kind of take people's money and run. So be very, very careful of that. And then this will also tell you about other events and things that are going on, and so on. This is where you find the recordings. So if you're doing the daily calls, how many people, real quick, raise your hand, how many people are doing the daily calls? One of these or all of these different daily calls? Whether you're doing the recordings or you're doing the live ones. Okay, good, good. A lot of people are. Again, if you miss the daily call, if you miss the actual live call, you can go to one of these platforms and listen to the recording. And so all the recordings are available to you. The training calls, these are the webinars that we're doing right now. This webinar will be recorded and it will be uploaded here. So you can watch any one of these webinars when you go here into the back office. You can search for the webinars. We try to list them by keywords. So let's say you want to just know what webinars are based on Facebook. So this will break down the webinars that are based on Facebook. All right. If you want to know Instagram, you can search for strictly Instagram, etc., and it's going to bring only up. And again, that doesn't mean that it depends on who loaded the webinars, and if they're loading them properly, because you're supposed to put keywords into it as to, you know, what are some keywords that people can pull this up. So some of the webinars were not loaded with the proper keywords to it, but at least it'll narrow down the list for you. There is over, if you go to all the webinars, there's now over 70 webinars in here. And so from ours that we do, the Rise Traffic webinars, to there's a lot of other people that have done webinars as well. Samuth and so on, he does a lot of webinars, basic copywriting and so on. So really good information in here in this back office. So, you know, take advantage of that training. This is a wealth of information in here, so make sure you take advantage of that. If you're interested in the actual recordings, if you did not go to Red Rock, and also we're going to be doing live streaming on the Orlando, so if you can't make that, you can actually pay and be there on live streaming, or you can get the recordings afterwards. I think if you pay for the live streaming, you also get the recordings. If you're interested in and again, there was a lot of content in Red Rock, so if you're interested in learning about, you know, what actually, because they videotape the whole thing, I believe it's 100. What is the cost? It's like $197. I don't know why it's not showing up as to the cost here. I think it's like $197 for the cost of getting these recordings. You can purchase the recordings if you would like to. Yeah, I think when they switched over the page, they forgot to put the price of this, so I'll have to tell tech support and get them to fix that. So anyway, those are available to you as well. So these are all in the back office under community now. And then under your coaching, you're just going to see who your coaches are. Your welcome coach, your startup, your scale-up coach, and if you're a Rise member or below, it will have the little padlock here for traffic coach. If you're an Ascend member or above, you can click on there and get to who your traffic coach is as well. Okay, I think we've covered just about everything in this back office. So hold on just a second. I want to go ahead and shut this recording off. Well, actually, let's just shut this recording off.